Hi, this is Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is a reality check for traders. Harmonic patterns do occur. They do appear, but they are not a daily occurrence. Okay, so this is the 60-minute time frame on ES. There were only 2 trades in November 2022. They were good trades, don't get me wrong. But that's all there was. Now, again, those that use harmonics on very small time frames for day trading, they would appear probably more often, but are less effective. These are, for me, for longer term runs, maybe over 2 or 3 days. So you're going to swing potentially over 2 or 3 days on a 60-minute time frame using harmonic patterns. Now, 1 or 2 a month with big moves are very, very good. So these are the 2. We had a bat pattern and we had a gartly pattern. They both completed in the automated completion zone and went on to make some good money. So what I'm going to do is go through them. I'm going to sort of zoom in, go through entry strategies, trade management strategies using the manager, and so on and so forth. So this is the TradeStation version of our harmonic xBrat harmonics and the manager. The links down below will be to the TradeStation versions, but also for the versions like Thinkorswim, TradingView, NinjaTrader, that sort of thing. So available for lots of different platforms. I haven't used TradeStation version for a while, so I just wanted to get a video going with that. So let's zoom into this first one, this bat pattern, and discuss what's happening here. Okay. Right, so bat pattern forms, and the software will see it once we've printed the C pivot and it starts to print. What it does is the software prints where the completion zone should be. So a completion zone is an overlap of fib retracements and extensions, but basically the sweet spot. This is where the D pivot should finish. If it does, high probability of that move, that resulting move, going for it. So it labels it the bat, it's an A, B, the C, and then the D completes in the automated completion zone on here. This is good. We're looking for an entry strategy on this. For me, once we get this clustering here, we can see it's lower than average volume. We're looking for a breakout on this clustering. So for me, if I can just put that in there. So we've got a bit of clustering here, and I want to be entering just above all of that. So around about there. So we're looking at a 3767 entry. So we start to move away. We don't really come back down to test the D pivot. We do test the D pivot just before the big move up. Now that's data driven, and again, a lot of the catalysts for these trades, whether you're using harmonics or any other type of strategy, a lot of them for the big moves need catalysts, but you've got to be aware and got to be in it to win it. So this bat pattern started to form on the 4th of November. It completed on the 9th of November. This was a 5-day period, and you need to be patient with this type of trading strategy. It completes, and then your focus is on entry. Once we're back out of this completion zone, basically we're above what we call those fib extensions and those retracements, with those overlap zones. We're out of there. We should be looking for a long with a stop loss, 3 or 4 ticks below the D pivot, or more conservative, just below the auto completion zone there. Again, longer term trade, big move. Now we do have some fib target zones if you like, but for me, I like to use the manager. So this is the manager here. Once we get this big parabolic move with ES, this continues to go and go and go. So the manager, what it does is the ribbon here, you see, remains green all the way to this point here. So this is a 985, and the entry was a 6.8. So this is a 20-point plus move. This is a big move, okay? And that's the first one in November. Very simple. Now, if we just move forward to the second and only trade again for November, we can just zoom in a little bit more on this one, I think. Okay, so this one's now this is a Gartley pattern. Okay, once we've got the C pivot printed, it prints the auto completion zone. It just completes in there. So a Gartley pattern is a different type of pattern. It's not so deep. So reality check here is, for me, once we get a D pivot just completing that the auto completion zone, my entry is not really going to be until I breach this C pivot here. Okay, so you can see we get a lot of clustering in there, and that's what we'd expect for this C pivot point here. But once it breaks, that's when we get in the long. We then manage with the manager. Very simple, until the ribbon turns red at this point. So this Gartley pattern again started to form on the 17th of November. It completes on the 22nd, another 5-day event here, starting to see a pattern on this 60-minute time frame, and then it doesn't really sort of get through our entry in that C pivot until the 22nd, okay, later on in the day, and then we actually get out on the 25th. So it's a 3-day trade, and again, it's very simple. The manager tells you to stay in until the ribbon turns red around about here. Again, another reasonably big move. This is ES, so we got a 3971.25 entry, or 3971.50, and we're at we get out around 4040. So another big move. But again, reality check, guys, is there are only 2 trades in November, and that's how harmonic trading works. This is where we are right now. There's no, there was 2 trades, and that's the reality of it. If you're going to use it for day trading, just be aware that a lot of patterns will not complete in those auto completion zones, and you'll have to scrub a lot of order types, purely because for me, if a pattern appears over 5 days, it's a really strong sort of technical chart pattern here, with the bat in this case and the Gartley, and when that completes in that automated completion zone, which our software gives you, if it doesn't, you don't trade it. If it does, there's a high probability of in this case, the 2 long trades, because it gives you a big tip. It's colored in green, so you're looking for a resulting long trade in both cases. So again, November trading, there's probably a good, I don't know, 100 so points there, 400-500 ticks for the 2 trades. Being patient, getting the right setup, very important. Hopefully that helps. Check out the links below for the harmonic pattern and the manager for TradeStation, and then all of the other platforms as well.